Hello, dear soul. Today the angels have a special message for you, something that will touch your heart in an unexpected way. There is a person who, when speaking about you, couldn't hold back their emotions. Yes, this person opened their heart to someone, and in the middle of the conversation, tears flowed. This is not by chance. It is a profound sign that something much greater is happening behind the scenes of your life. This message from the angels reveals more about what is to come. From the moment this person opened their heart to someone and got emotional talking about you, the angels began to reveal something very deep. This gesture, which may seem simple at first glance, carries much greater meaning. Imagine how much this person held these feelings, the weight of unspoken words, and the internal conflict of trying to move on, while something inside them pulled them back. This opening of the heart was not just any outburst. It was like a dam that, after holding back the waters for so long, finally broke. And along with this release came a torrent of emotions that they could no longer contain. Before continuing the message, write in the comments, "I claim it." Now, continuing the message many times, this person tried to maintain an appearance that everything was under control, that the feelings for you were a thing of the past. But at that specific moment, when talking about you, something changed. It was as if a veil had been lifted from their eyes, and they finally saw the depth of what they had lost. The words came out of their mouth with such emotional weight that the tears could no longer be held back. And these tears were not of weakness, but of an inescapable truth that was being revealed not only to the person they were talking to, but also to themselves. The angels were present at that moment. They guided this conversation divinely, knowing that it was necessary for this person to confront their own feelings. And by opening their heart, they not only admitted the longing they feel, but also recognized how much they underestimated what you had. Perhaps for a long time they lived in constant denial, believing they could move forward without looking back. But the angels are here to say that by talking about you, something inside them changed profoundly. It's as if this person's heart has awakened to a new understanding of their own emotions. This conversation, this opening, was not with just anyone. Spirituality knows to whom we entrust our most intimate secrets. The person they spoke with was someone of extreme trust, someone who could listen, and more importantly, embrace these emotions with empathy. By talking about you, this person sought a connection with the other side, with what was still unresolved. Perhaps in this moment of vulnerability, they realized how much they still love you, how much the moments shared between you continue to resonate within them. They got emotional because they finally allowed themselves to feel what they had been trying to suppress for so long. It's important to remember that this emotional opening doesn't happen randomly. The universe, guided by angels, prepares the right moment for these revelations to occur. And on that day, when this person talked about you, the environment was filled with spiritual energy. The angels were there, guiding every word, every tear, every emotion. This outburst was necessary for this person to begin to understand that they can no longer ignore what they feel. And the truth is, by talking about you, they began a healing process. The angels are helping this person understand that what you shared was not in vain, that there is something deep that still needs to be resolved. This person, who may have hurt you or walked away unexpectedly, is now beginning to realize the weight of their choices. Regret is present, And the angels reveal that this person's heart is full of longing. But it's not just a longing for the happy moments. It's a longing for who they were by your side. They miss the connection you had, the emotional support you offered, and now they are beginning to understand how valuable that was. By talking about you, this person faced a truth that can no longer be ignored. You left a deep and unique mark on their life. The angels bring this message to tell you that at this moment, this person is being touched by a greater force. They are being called to reflect on their actions and understand that until they resolve what they feel for you, this weight will continue in their heart. This opening of the heart was just the first step. The angels are working for this person to find the clarity they so desperately need. And this clarity involves admitting to themselves that regardless of what happened between you, there is still something strong within them that connects them to you. They may have tried to move on, but the angels are showing that some connections are too deep to be ignored. By talking about you, this person began an internal reconciliation process, and this is just the beginning of a spiritual journey of healing and understanding. The angels want you to know that this person is going through a moment of transformation. This outburst, these tears, are signs that something is changing. This person's heart is opening, and with that comes the possibility of a reconnection. Not necessarily a physical reconnection, but an emotional and spiritual reconnection, where they finally begin to understand the value you had and still have in their life. This person, by talking about you, was not just lamenting. They were trying to understand their own feelings. And the angels were there, guiding this process, bringing to light the emotions they had tried to bury for so long. From this moment on, this person will no longer be able to deny the impact you had. The tears they shed were a reflection of a heart that is learning to heal. And the angels are by their side, helping them find their way back to peace. When this person started talking about you, something very profound was triggered within them. For so long, they repressed the feelings they carried, trying to move on. But now reality has imposed itself in an inescapable way. By opening up to someone they trust, something inside them broke, not in a negative sense, but like a barrier that fell apart. It was as if they had been holding back a storm of emotions for too long. And by mentioning your name, they could no longer contain what they felt. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments 1111 to claim. The angels are revealing that this person, by talking about you, experienced a moment of pure vulnerability. It was as if, for the first time, they allowed themselves to feel the weight of your absence. The words they spoke were laden with emotions that had been dormant for a long time. During this conversation, they realized something they had been avoiding. The space you occupy in their life has never been filled, no matter how much they tried to replace, forget, or move on. The truth is that you left a mark that remains alive in their heart. This person has gone through many situations since you parted ways. Maybe they sought new paths, other relationships, or even tried to distract themselves with things that didn't really matter. But now, the angels are showing that by talking about you, they were confronted with the reality that they found nothing that could replace what you had. The emotional shock was so great that they couldn't avoid getting emotional. The tears that fell were the result of a silent pain they had been carrying. A pain they perhaps didn't even understand until that moment. And it wasn't just about the longing that this person spoke. The angels revealed that they also faced an uncomfortable truth. Regret. Yes, there is deep regret for what was said, for what was done, or in many cases, for what was not said. This person realized they had opportunities to act differently, to value more what you shared, but for some reason they let it slip. And now, reflecting on all of this, they see how much these missed opportunities weigh on their heart. By getting emotional talking about you, this person also revealed something they might have hidden from themselves for a long time. Fear. The fear of never finding someone like you again. The fear that the connection you had was unique and irreplaceable. And above all, the fear that, even if they tried, they wouldn't be able to recover what was lost. This fear was what led them to remain silent for so long, to pretend that everything was fine when, in fact, their heart was broken. The angels are showing that this person now finds themselves at a turning point in their life. By talking about you and allowing themselves to feel, they opened a door inside themselves that had been locked for a long time. And as painful as it was, this moment was necessary for them to start understanding what is really happening in their heart. The emotion that took over them was a reflection of the depth of the feelings they still carry for you. This regret, this longing, and this fear are part of a spiritual awakening process that the angels are guiding. They are helping this person to see beyond appearances, to look within and confront the truths they have been trying to avoid. And now, faced with all these emotions, they are beginning to realize that they need to do something about it. The angels are leading this person on a path of self-understanding. And with that, the possibility of healing begins to emerge. But this healing will not be quick or easy. The angels want you to know that. Although this person took the first step by talking about you, there is still a long way to go. The emotional transformation they are facing requires time, reflection, and above all, courage to admit the truths they have spent so long denying. This person, by opening up, demonstrated a vulnerability that they had previously kept hidden. And this is the first sign that something is changing within them. The angels are by your side too, guiding you through this emotional journey. They know that you might have gone through a lot of suffering because of this person. And that, like them, you also carry your scars. However, they want you to know that this connection still has a greater purpose. Even if things don't resolve immediately, there is a spiritual reason for everything that is happening. The angels are asking for your patience and trust as the healing and understanding process that is underway is deep and significant. This person, by talking about you, began to unlock parts of themselves that were closed. What comes next depends on how they will deal with these revelations. The angels are showing that now that the door has been opened, there is no turning back. What was said, what was felt, all of this is part of a new chapter in this person's life. And while they process everything that is happening, the angels are protecting and guiding you so that you also find the peace and understanding you seek. You should know that this person, even without realizing it, is being guided by the angels on a path of self-discovery. This emotional process that began by talking about you is just the beginning of a much larger journey. And the angels want you to know that, regardless of how things unfold from here, you are being guided and protected. The connection you have is special. And the angels are working for both you and this person to find the right path to healing. Now that this person has opened up and let their emotions show, something inside them has begun to change. The truth they had been avoiding The one they insisted on sweeping under the rug is becoming clearer, and the angels are intensely involved in this process. They are acting silently but powerfully, so that this person finally understands what it means to have lost you, or what it meant for them not to have given the necessary value to what you lived. What this person shared in this emotionally charged conversation goes far beyond simple words. By talking about you, they not only recalled the moments you shared, but also brought to the surface the feelings of pain and regret that consumed them so much. Perhaps at that moment, they spoke about a mistake, a wrong choice, an unthinking attitude that drove them away from you. And now, by remembering all of this, the emotions are so intense that they can no longer hide what is happening in their heart. Before continuing the message, it is essential that you take this moment to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Each message we send can be the key you are looking for, and we cannot guarantee that you will have another opportunity to receive these insights again. Your subscription allows us to continue bringing deep and transformative content, especially for those who really need it. Now, let's continue with the message. The angels show that this regret is genuine. This person now realizes that by trying to move on, they were actually just running away from their own feelings. For a long time, they thought they could bury what they felt, that new experiences would fill the void. You left. But by talking about you, it became clear that nothing filled that space. No distraction, relationship, or achievement was enough to erase the impact you had on their life. The angels want you to know that this person is now facing this truth head-on, and this is something that is transforming them deeply. And it wasn't just the regret that emerged during this conversation. By talking about you, this person also recognized the pain they felt in losing you or in moving away. It's as if, at that moment, everything they tried to deny came to the surface all at once. Losing you was not just the loss of a relationship, a friendship, or any connection. It was the loss of something they realized, too late, was irreplaceable. And that's why the emotions took over. This person couldn't hold back the tears because growth. Perhaps during the time you were together, they couldn't see this clearly. Often it takes time to understand the role people play in our lives. And now, by talking about you, they realized that what you shared was much deeper than a simple emotional bond. It was a lesson, a life experience that changed their perspective in a definitive way. But for this flame to turn into light, it will take time, reflection, and above all, and of what can still be recovered. The angels are working for this person to find the right path. And now it's up to them to follow this path of healing and redemption. Meanwhile, the angels are by your side. And the angels are ensuring that this purpose is fulfilled, both for you and for this person. The emotional opening that happened by talking about you was an awakening. And the angels are guiding this person so they can see what really matters and what they should do next. This person, longing for the good moments, the smiles, the deep conversations, but also longing for the version of themselves that existed when they were with you. The angels show that by talking about you, but also despair, relief because they finally expressed what they realized how much they lost, how valuable you were in their life, and how much this still affects them. Beginning to realize the moments when they could have made different choices, when they could have valued you more. Now, by revisiting these feelings, the pain of regret is intense. The angels are telling you that this person is going through a process of deep reflection. And in this process, they are being guided to understand that, although the past cannot be changed, they know it may be too late, that perhaps the words spoken or the actions taken have created a barrier that, with you, is something that spirituality is placing in their heart. The angels are guiding this person to understand that before any external reconciliation, they need to reconcile with themselves. The angels are helping this person recognize that despite all the mistakes, there is still an opportunity for healing. Whether that is in a reconciliation with you, or at least in finding peace within themselves, but also sadness for everything that was lost along the way. They are by your side to ensure that. The angels reveal that the regret they feel is a call for internal transformation. They need to go through this process of self-discovery to understand what really happened between you. The angels are protecting you so that you follow your path with confidence, knowing that in the end, everything will be fine. This person, by opening their heart and talking about you, this healing is a process that depends on them, not you. You did your part. Without waiting for this person to resolve their own conflicts, they are telling you to focus on your own journey, because that is what will bring the true peace you seek. When someone gets emotional talking about, this person begins to realize that life could have been different if they had made better decisions. Spirituality is working for them to understand that by choosing to ignore what they felt for you.